Hello. Hello, soul loves. It's Kimberly, and I can feel spring coming in. Can you? It's time for the Equinox Transmissions to come in and to be here. So, yeah. So come play with me why I um anchor this grid in. So what happens when I do Equinox Transmissions? This is what happens. So there's two calls, and during the calls, we work as a group together to be portals to anchor these frequencies in for all of humanity. So there's a call on the 20th, and then there'll be another call on the 28th, the full moon cycle, because we've been in this new moon cycle, and then we're going to go through the equinox. So these are high vibrational time periods here on this planet. And then we're going to move into the full moon. So what happens when I offer a transmission grid? This is what happens. I set this grid up. See my big grid over there? So there's a grid, a crystal grid, and the crystals, do you know crystals don't carry emotional bodies like we do? They don't actually have a mental body either. So they are fulcrums of light, and they can help anchor the energies in. So I set the intention and I set up this grid, and then people that connect, I put a link out, and then they say, yes, I want to come be a part of this, and they sign up, and then I have their name, and I put their little name in this, with this on top of it, with the diamond, crystal, diamond cut crystal on the top. So that energy is going in, and this little vase, somebody's hand pottery thing, and I use it as my symbol of earth and us anchoring this energy into the core of earth. Okay, so that's one of the things that happens. And then every day during this 11-day cycle of this energy that we're in during the 11 days, I connect to what I call the greater aspect. So the greater aspect is like, it's a group consciousness that I connect with, like we're all part of the greater aspect. So I'm the 3D walking around skin suit here. And then I have other aspects of me that are in other vibrational, other places. So I connect to all of that in the greater aspect. It's like what, if some of you all have been doing, it's like what they used to call a long time ago, the Great White Brotherhood. I think it's the same energy as that. Some people call it the Galactic Federation. It's the same type of energy. It's the beyond the great beyond, like the whole committee that was on the committee that said, oh, okay, we'll send this species to embody this planet, and we'll call this planet Earth. And then this Earth energy and the people on this are going to be, their DNA strands are going to be activating, and they're going to be transmuting frequencies for all of the cosmos. And we're going to call them humans. And one day they'll all be humane in their heart because they'll all carry the Christ consciousness energy, and they'll all walk the way of the compassionate one. So that's what this journey is. That's what ascension is. So that's what these time periods are. And so we have yes, we have free will, and then we have a map that gets us through this ascension and how we go through this evolutionary spiral with this, and then but we can create whatever we want to and how we get there, because the soul knows it's infinite and it'll just have another time period to do it in. Okay. And so we do the best that we can with this little lifehood we're in right now. So as we raise our vibrations, then we have more connection to that soul monad that we came in to be, and then understanding of our map, and then we can flow with grace and ease and know where the lit pathway is, instead of stumbling in the dark with knives in your hands. So that's what we're doing. So when I get the calling, when greater aspect knocks on my head and says, let's do a transmission grid, then I send the invitation out and say, hey, who wants to play with me? We're going to do a transmission grid. And then I set the grid up, connect to the information that's coming in. It's like little information because it's codes and there's little information that's out there. So I drop into my heart and then I drop that energy down into the heart of Earth herself, to Gaia, the spirit of Earth, and connect to the my to my codes that she carries for me and all of the codes that she carries for all of humanity, because she's the mother that nurtures us and has all sustainability for us. Okay. So I connect to all of that. And sometimes I see like a whole team down there because there's people all over, this whole planet that are doing, are being light workers and are anchoring in this energy and doing this during this time period. So sometimes I see everybody else out there, like there's a stage and then that we're all here, holding this energy in. So I listen to the frequencies that I'm here to, I want to say grab a hold of, because that's what it's like to grab a hold. I feel like the kite, like I'm the one standing here and like pulling it down, pulling that energy in to anchor here into this plane. So that's what happens. And so I listen and then I see the distorted mind matrices that are out there. And it's how humanity's mind has tangled into all of these concepts. And then these vibrations that are pure to the core, hone in. It's like it comes in as a frequency so that we can receive and remember the truth, because we've distorted a whole big bunch of stuff with their free will. I just got off the phone to somebody and it was the word support. And I have always, I'm going to change my website. I support you with your ascension process. And I saw that support, how it's got all this entanglement in to the old money code system, and that how that's entangled with that. So, basically when I said to the universe, I want a membership so that I can support humanity with their ascension process. Well, it's kind of what I've been doing. I've been supporting everybody else, and there's not an equal balance of flow. And so what I watched with it, so you may notice this in your own life, it's like almost like there's a desperation energy into the word support. And in that energy, it blocks the flow of the abundance. And I saw this little pin in the back of my head back here somewhere, like those little pin, like it's that holds stuff together. It's a little pin and then it has a little loop on it. And I pulled that out. And when I did, I literally, because I've had headaches in the last week again, and I felt this, and I could feel my spinal fluid. I could feel it going. If you've ever had, craniosacral work, you may have had that experience. But it goes, and I heard it, and then I could feel the flow go down my body. And it was like, oh, this is the new vibration coming in. This is this new stream, this new way of being that we're going to be. Because that's, humanity, we've had lots of opportunities to go into cross consciousness energy. And sometimes we created what appears to be tragedies here in this plane of existence so that we would have another opportunity to open up our heart. That's what all last year was about. It was all about the energies of that, and to go within, to be within, because we would have never put ourselves in timeout so that all of, the whole planet could heal. Okay. It's not about just you. It's not about you and getting your hair cut and where you got to go and that you didn't get to go to whatever restaurant you wanted to go to or the bar that night. It's really not about you. It was all about Gaia and what she needed and the time that she needed to be good to go in and to repair herself because we had trampled and used her for so long. Okay. And she's okay with that because she loves us so much. But it's like if she was still going to be able to give us life force and be all sustainable to us, then we needed to set our asses down. Okay. And that's what happened. It's like, when you get put in the timeout corner, it's like, okay. And then I do the count. I'm going to count to 3. And if you haven't come into alignment and got quiet and centered within yourself, then you're going to the timeout corner. Well, that's what happened. It went past 3 and we got put into the timeout corner. So that's what's been going on. And now we're in a vibration because we've still been in last year's energy, really. We've been kind of in a hangover, the planetary energies of what that was. And where we had like 5 planets that have just been in Aquarius, and now they're starting to sort out in space and go out. They all were in community together and talking this over. And now they're taking the vibrations out where we were here, and then what we're going to take out into the world and what we're going to create in this new paradigm that will be revealing itself. The resets, the money resets, abundance resets, flow resets, energy resets, whatever that is that you want to call that. So that's the energy that we've been in. And, truly the spring is really that first moon in April is really the beginning, because that's the beginning of the zodiac. If you do the year by the zodiac and by the planets and what's in the sky, then that's really the beginning of the new year. It's not there's lots of calendars that have been written and that have been out there, and with a lot of eras in the calendars itself. That's why February is catch up, because they realized they did the math incorrectly and they had to do something with it. We didn't always have the same months that we have now. So humanity made all of that up. There was a sky and stars and moons and suns and day and night that people could go out and know this. They could connect the stuff. They could know when to plant the seeds, what crops, what to do with what. They did that with trial and error because they were connected to what was given to them through Creator. And then somewhere we got really clever and decided we needed to create all of these things that we could keep up with ourselves. So that's what we've been doing. So anyway, spring is coming and we're here. Can you feel it? It's like my buttercups are up all over my yard. They're so beautiful. I love it when they come up because it's all about celebration. And I just love their little heads when they pop up, and they're so bright and yellow. And they seem to be a little bit early this year. So I feel like that's telling us, it's here. It's like it's here. It's like it's time to wake up. Okay. So for that, what I'm going to be doing during this time period is a Equinox transmission grid. So I set the grid up and listen every day. I listen to the greater aspect. I go into my heart. I listen to Gaia, and I'm basically like I said, grabbing the kite and bringing that down like the sacred acupuncture needle. It's like I am the needle in the meridians, and we're helping anchor this in. I asked Spirit one time, why do you need humans to do that? Can't Spirit just go, choo, choo, choo? And it's because we're in this 3D skin suit, in this embodiment. So we're the conduit in between to bring this in and then to plant it here on Earth itself, like for it to go through your toes and into the mud. And that we're here for that. We said we would come here at this time to do these things. So certain ones of us are, we're grid activators. Some of us work in codes in all kinds of different ways. Some of us are connected to earth, to stones. Maybe it's water is your thing that you're connected to, and the work that you do with it. So we carry different frequencies. And yours may not be one of the elements. It might be something totally different, that it's the codes that you're bringing in. But all of us have that. So during the time that there's these high energy levels, and they tell me to do a transmission grid, then that's what's happening. It's opportunities to receive these frequencies that are coming in. And so the frequencies will be different for for everyone that, that brings in the energy. And that's what happens. And you get to hang out with me and we play. And then you get to sit inside of you get to sit inside the little world here. You get to be inside there. And then I open it up every morning and say, good morning, divine being. Good morning, divine being. Thank you for being here. And then I put you back in the genie in the lid. And then I anchor the transmission in. And it's already starting. So the people that are going to be on it already know they're going to be on it. And the energies are already coming in. And you can do that yourself. You could just ask for this to come into you. Okay. I'm what somebody labeled me one time as, and I'll take this label, a conscious healer. So when you're conscious, and I had to work at being conscious with it because I used to just be the puppet and I didn't know what was happening. And then it was like, I didn't know what that color meant. I didn't know what any of it was. I just, it just happened and it was just magical thinking. And I actually had a person say to me one day, well, they'll use you like a puppet as long as you let them. You're the one that has to decide to be conscious with what the energies are doing. So I started asking questions. And when I started asking questions, they told me exactly what was going on. And then it got more and more precise. And there was more and more precision to it. So then that's when my alchemy opened up. Because then it was like there was intention and alchemy and transformation that was happening within the energies. So everybody here can do that. Every single person, everybody has that ability to do that. You have it when you're little. I'm watching it already in my granddaughter. It's like the circumstances of society that we shut all of that down because we come in as these magical beings and then somebody tells us, no, there's not monsters in the dark. And, they think that they're protecting us. And it's like, instead of showing you how to take the light of your heart and send the light out in front of you where there is no shadow, that it's pure light. So we all have all of this within us. So that's what happens. That's what's happening. It's happening anyway on the earth. If you want to come play with me, I'm going to put a link on here so you'll know how to connect to me with it. And I have a little platform that it goes in every day, so you can go back and listen to it for many times as you want to, because every time you're going to get another level of what's coming in for you. And today was that. They did the support thing with me. The word support and what it means. And I got to look, it was like, oh my God, how did we screw that up? Just like, how did we screw up the word love and turn it into control and sex and all of these other things? It's like that we attached all this stuff to it. And it's like, these are pure frequencies. And then we turned it into all of these things because we have these, we have these belief systems and these emotional traumas and dramas. And then we attach it to these words. And when we hear this word, then that word means this to me. And it may be something totally, something different to you. It's like, look at it. It's like, there's so much stuff around that word when you think about it. It's really crazy. It's like and how it's been used even in marketing. I'm seeing like in the 60s with women, taking off their support brassieres and throwing them away. No more foundation. And then, what happens to that? They don't get child support anymore. So see how screwed up it is? It's got so screwed up. And it's like all of that are the systems that we created where if we stand in the truth of the presence of that, then that energy is there for us. And it's the truth of what support is divine flow. And when you tap into your divine flow, then you're not desperate for support outside of yourself, and you're not the martyr supporting everybody else in the world until they, you're not feeling sorry for everybody else, and it's not something that anybody can take from anybody. Because when you stand in the presence of that, then you are divine flow. So I just wanted to come on because they just did that pin release on me. And it's like, oh, I got to go talk about this. What does the word support mean to you? And it's like, work with that, feel that. Where's it at in your body? That's one of the energies that's in our sacral chakra energy center, which is all about relationships and finances and what all of that means, and then how we try to get it from something, something outside of us to make us complete. So you may feel it there, right below your belly button. You may feel that energy there, of what that means and what the energy is. Okay, so be blessed. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here on this planet at this time, and being the gift that you are to humanity. Thank you so much. Bless you. Bye.